Hey there, welcome back to Quite Basic Math. So I have something exciting to let you know about. I'm going to be creating a new playlist now. So focus on university math, and this university math will be divided into four modules. For explicit sakes, I would want the situation where you can basically understand each concept, and time will be given to each one of these topics that you should know as a university student. Okay, so we're looking at QBM 101. Alright, you're looking at QBM 101, and what to expect in this playlist. We're going to be having four modules, like I said. So for module 1, we're talking about the foundations of this course, what you need to know, the foundational part of this course. Then module 2 would cover algebra and equations. Most of the things that we mentioned in algebra already has been mentioned. You need to go check Mastering Algebra playlist on the YouTube channel. And the third module would be calculus. Okay, we'll look at some basics of calculus. And the final module would cover geometry. Alright, to cover geometry, what you need to know about geometry. So let's look at each one of these topics. Starting from the foundation, what courses are we going to be talking about? So we're looking at set theory. What you need to know about set theory: set notations, union, intersection, what a null set means, what to understand about solving questions that involve set, and so on and so forth. Then we're looking at partial fractions. So look at partial fractions. Okay, look at how to solve partial fractions, because all these topics are integral in university mathematics. Then we look at indices and logarithm. Because many of these concepts will be needed in higher levels. Then we also look at sequences and series. All these are under the foundational module, which is module 1. Look at sequences and series as well. We also look at the binomial theorem. We'll look at how this binomial theorem, look at positive index, we'll look at also mathematical induction and proofs, because a lot of people need to understand why we have some things in equation form, how we can prove an equation if you are being asked to prove from scratch, and so on and so forth. So we'll climax at binomial theorem for module 1, and for module 2 we'll look at polynomials. The polynomials, we'll talk about the quadratic equation, we'll talk about cubic equation. Alright, we'll climax at cubic equation and how to factorize polynomials, the remainder theorem and what have you. Also, you have under these equations you have complex numbers. We'll talk about complex numbers. We'll also talk about trigonometry. Under this module, we'll talk about trigonometry. We'll also talk about matrices and systems of equations. Which will basically be the introduction to linear algebra, which we'll see later in QBM101. Alright, and then we'll also talk about determinants and Cramer's rule. If you're going to be in engineering or any field at all, you need to know, as engineering especially, you need to know much about determinants. Then the third module will talk about limits. To start the calculus with limit and continuity. We'll actually look at limit, continuity, and differentiability. So if you need to understand what exactly is calculus about, what are the things that guide calculus, guide differentiation, integration, and all of that. Okay, then we'll also look at differential calculus itself, which we call differentiation. We'll look at how we can apply differential calculus to different aspects of rate of change and the rest of them. We'll also look at integral calculus, integration, the techniques, the application, how we can easily solve integral questions without even putting pen to paper. We'll look at logarithm and exponential functions, look at differential equations. We'll climax at differential equations for calculus basics, climax here. Then for the geometry, we'll look at coordinate geometry, look at circle, look at straight line, we'll look at the parabola, ellipse, look at ellipse, look at hyperbola, and all of those guys. All right, and then we'll climax at semi-cubical parabola. Okay, so that would be where we would stop for quite basic math 101, and this will be the foundation of university mathematics. If you can be able to be patient enough for the next few, say, I wouldn't say few weeks, but let's say for the next 1 month, we should be able to cover every one of these topics, and videos will be coming daily. I hope you stay tuned, and also tell your friends about it, because this is something that would speed up your mathematics knowledge and also help you understand what to expect in university mathematics, help you to cover lost grounds if you are the one who has already started university but then you're finding it difficult to understand some mathematical concepts. But welcome once again to Quite Basic Math. QBM101 is the course that will help you speed up your path and speed up your journey in university when it comes to advanced mathematics. Thank you for your time. Quite Basic Math.